What's good, y'all? This is your boy Tony Sway, and today I actually want to talk about the darker side of the music industry. I didn't really want to do this topic, but I felt it was very important to talk about it. It's important to talk about not just all the happy and fun stuff in the music industry, but it's important to talk about the darker side of it. And pretty much that's what I wanted to get into. And I'm not saying any names here or specific people, but this is just my experience within dealing with whether it be record labels, lawyers, and it's about nobody specific, but it's just in general. These are just warnings that I want all musicians to pay attention to, because I started working with professional people young. You know, I really, it's been a while since I started, whether it be working with A&Rs or dealing with different people within the industry. I've never personally signed a deal, record deal, but I have different kind of deals, publishing deals and different things like that. But I have enough experience dealing with major label artists and A&Rs and lawyers and different things of that nature. And pretty much what I want to talk about is this is in no particular order, but I want to warn musicians coming into the industry that it's extremely fake. You're more than likely not going to make real friends. What you're going to have in the industry is you're going to have people that see you as being useful for something, and the idea is that you hope that that favor is returned. Now this is something I didn't know in the industry. I thought everybody genuinely appreciated me in general, but what I found out after years of dealing with different people in the industry and dealing with different labels and such like that, and like I said, I'm not going to say names of people, but what I found out is in general people just see you as a tool, and a lot of times won't even compensate you for your labor. Now, the reason why this is dangerous is because most industries will actually at least pay you for the labor, even if they don't like you. I remember I used to work for an electronic company called Best Buy, and I didn't get along with some of the managers, but I still got my check every 2 weeks, whether I got along with them or not. The music industry doesn't work like that, because for whatever reasons, sometimes people decide not to pay you. Sometimes people or they'll throw you crumbs for your labor, or they literally will scam you after you just busted your ass. And I've personally had all these things happen to me. Now, it hasn't been all bad, but in reality, my experience within the industry is that you can't really go into it looking to make friends. You have to see yourself as basically somebody who adds value, and you have to judge people quickly before you get into relationships or situations with people that will literally use you and actually won't even pay you for it, or there will be no any kind of compensation or there'll be no equal value exchange. And that's difficult when you have a family. That's difficult when you're trying to make it out of the hood, like somebody like me, come from the absolute gutter. All my grandpa's been in prison, or my grandpa, in prison. I'm a mixed race man, but the men in my family are black, and they've suffered a great deal. And so somebody like me, who's from the hood, government housing, welfare, and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, I don't want to make it like a racial thing, but this is just my experience. Like I said, I'm a mixed race individual, and the men in my family had to struggle a great deal, go through hell, basically. So for me, when I make a song, when I make a beat, this is life or death for me. This is my life. I mean, I got family literally living on the street. You know what I mean? Not my kids or anything, but people within my own family. You know what I mean? So to me, this is life or death. And so It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter to people. It doesn't matter. Whatever I'm going through, it doesn't matter. But when you're in an industry, you want to be compensated for your work. And the problem is, in the music industry, it doesn't always work like that. You can mess with somebody for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and they could basically take advantage of you for years, and you have to wake up to that. Whether it be A&Rs, whether it be artists, whether it be producers, whether it be people at labels. Basically, within this industry, and I've had several jobs doing other things, but the reason I had to go the independent route for me is because most of the people in these high places have shown themselves to be untrustworthy. And I've been in this game for a while now, getting tracks to major label artists and working with A&Rs and big time music lawyers and whatnot, and big time publishing, people who are giving out $1 million deals. I've worked with all these people, and it's not like another business. Like I said, I've had several other jobs. It's not like an equal exchange. The majority of the time you're dealing with people who are trying to snake you and have no emotion about doing it, and will literally still ask you for favors after they snaked you. So some of my advice going into it, knowing that this is the kind of industry that you're in, is you still want to be the best person you can be. I believe in karma. I believe some of the people that's done me wrong are not doing so well within the industry. So I do believe in karma. I do believe if you do wrong things to people, don't do that. If you're an artist and you're grinding and you screw over your producer, don't be surprised if your career doesn't go places. Some of the people that do thrive in the industry, I believe they're good to the majority of people that they deal with. And so they get good karma, or God's rewarding them for being a decent person. But a lot of people in the industry don't work that way. It's dog eat dog. So my advice, whether you're independent or you're dealing with major label artists or you're about to sign a deal, my advice to you is to look at everyone as a potential snake. They might not be, but just perceive that this person could be a potential snake. And I'm talking about when you're doing, you might be signing a big deal, you might be working with a big major label, a song may have blew up on TikTok for you, and you got some people offering you contracts, and whether it be publishing deals, label deals of sorts, and you could be an artist or producer or songwriter. You need to look at every single person as a potential snake. I didn't look at people this way when I was younger, and every single time I've got taken advantage of. Every single time. Every time. I'm not saying I'm not even saying there was been a good situation. Every single time where I didn't look at things for what they were, I've gotten taken advantage of. So it's been years and years, well over 10 years of dealing with people, realizing that you have to look at every person that you're dealing with in the industry as a potential snake. Now they might not be, and every single person that I've dealt with in the industry is not necessarily a snake, but what I'm saying is when I've tried to do things where there was a lot of money at stake or there's something big at stake, that's when the snakes come out. I'm not saying every person I've dealt with is a snake, but anytime there's big money at hand, or where there's potential of big money at hand, that's when people's true colors come out within this industry, unfortunately. So I would say look at everybody that you work with in this music industry as a potential snake. That's just the way it is. Okay, now you can go into it with that mentality. You have to become predator-like, or have somebody on your team that you trust that's predator-like themselves. They can think like an animal would think in the jungle in order to protect you, or you have to become that in order to deal with this industry and all the backstabbing that happens within it, all the people that don't want to pay up, all the favors that you've done, and people will still bend you over. And I'm sorry for talking like this, but I truly do care about any musician who's watching this video right now, and I don't want you guys to have to go through some of the traumas that I've experienced that's almost made me want to quit the business. I'll never quit making the music, but I wanted to quit the business of music and just do something normal several times because of dealing with the snaky kind of people that in the industry, people that don't care about you and your family, don't care. I'm talking about people who have millions of dollars. They could care less. They'll screw you over and don't care. Like I said, I come from the hood. You know what I'm saying? The majority of the men in my family have been in prison, they're in prison now. That's just the reality, and they don't care about, and I don't expect these people to care, but knowing that you're dealing with people that have low levels or mostly zero empathy for you. So again, go into this industry, grind, become somebody important in music, but have a predator-like mentality, because know that people are trying to take advantage of you. And this is exceptionally hard when you're a girl in the industry, and I really truly feel for you, because girls get taken advantage in the industry a lot, especially specifically in ways dealing with dating and stuff like that, and so they get taken advantage of, when it comes to romantic things. They get used for that, and that's completely wrong, and I'm completely against any people in the industry that do that. But I'm saying specifically to the women out there that are trying to get in this game, you have to have a predator-like mentality, or get somebody else that you can trust that has that kind of mentality to look out for you. That being said, that's pretty much my number one key advice that I'll talk about right now within this industry, is you need to become a predator, because you're dealing with people that don't care what happens to you. They don't care that you come from the ghetto like me. They don't care. They don't care if you're living on the street. They don't care if you don't get your royalties. They don't care. And I'm talking about people have millions of dollars, could care less. They know that you're busting your ass. But within this industry, as snaky as it is, you're dealing, like I said, you're dealing with low levels of empathy. So look out for yourself, still be a good person, but have a predator-like mentality, because there's people who don't want to see you win and don't care about compensating you for your work. So you have to navigate in a way where you look out for yourself, and you have somebody on your team, or multiple people on your team that you can trust, that look out for you when you can't do that. But I wish you much success in this game. I would say don't give up on music, especially if this is something that you truly want to do. But you need to get serious when it comes to dealing with, when big opportunities are on the table. You need to think seriously, because you could literally blow $1 million deals. You could lose millions of dollars not standing up for yourself, or not having the right people on your team to stand up for you. And unfortunately, I've experienced that. I've lost money dealing with predatorily, like I said, dealing with predator type business people, steal money out of my pocket, my son's mouth. There's so many things that I thought about doing to those people that I won't say on this YouTube video. But when you're taking money out of my family's mouth, you're gonna see another side of me. That's just the reality. And I hope you people watching this would feel the same way when people taking money out of your family's mouth, out of your kid's mouth. Well, that's what this music industry is like. But I don't want you to think that you have to quit it. Just navigate in this industry with a sense of knowing that you got to do for self, and you got to try to have a team of people that you can trust. That's the basics. That's the basics, because you're going into a den of wolves. You're going into a snake pit. You can't trust these people, and that's the reality. But my personal belief is that you should still be a good person, because the good karma will come back to you. I've had situations where I've got messed around with, but some special will pop up, opportunity will come up, and God will open up the door, and next thing you know, I got a fat royalty check. It's because I believe that comes from me just doing right, being a good person. So that's all I want to talk about today. I guess you could say this is my Tony Sway True Hollywood Stories. Won't say names of people because I'm not that type. I'm never gonna out people or anything like that. But if you're watching this video and you haven't paid me and you owe me, you know you dead wrong. You dead wrong. Pay me. So if you feel convicted, because there's a lot of people in this industry that they're dead wrong and they take money out of artists and producers' pockets on a regular basis. And like I said, I want to shout out the people that do make the payments, the labels and the lawyers that do right. I truly appreciate those people. I've had amazing labels and lawyers as well. So I just want to truly shout out those people. But there's also some dead wrong people in this industry that know they're wrong. And some of them might even be watching this video. And just know that karma has a funny way of showing up. And you know, when I'm on top, and when you guys watching this who are with me, when you guys are on top, just know sometimes the haters tend to show up with their hand out when things are going quite well for you. That's just how the way the world works. And but I have much love for everybody. I appreciate all of you. And this is my story on dealing with the dark side of the music industry. And I hope this information doesn't upset you too much, but I truly just don't want you guys to go through what I've had to go through within this industry, dealing with loss of money and to the point where you want to fight people or do something worse because they're taking money out of your family's mouth. And you don't want to get to that point. Only this is one of the only industries where stuff like that happens. I know there's probably something else out there, but the music industry, don't know what it is, but people think that you can just do that. It's not cool, and you guys shouldn't accept it either. You know, you only get what you negotiate in life, so negotiate good deals. Appreciate y'all. God bless y'all. Love y'all. Peace. It's your boy Tony Sway.